Meep.
Alright, let me pull up the Twitch. Hopefully, don't get kicked off like Pokemon.
Well, you look at us two. There's a big difference between us and Pokemon.
That is accurate. That is very, very accurate. I mean, I think I'm flyer than Pokemon, but still, you know what I mean. I don't have, you know what I mean. I ain't got that.
But come on, I mean, if I heard a name like Pokemon, I would assume Terrence Howard has a Twitch channel and he's talking about Pokemon.
You know, that used to be something that Jaybird used to do all the time at Maine after something.
Yeah.
For a little while when I was making cookies, I was calling myself Cookie Maine. Because Jaybird he did that shit a lot. So that's you know, when I think about something like that, I think about him before I think about Terrence Howard. I mean, you know,
But then when you think about Jaybird, you're also thinking about the meme Terrence Howard with the, you know.
Yeah, it's really one of those things where it's like I think of them like one after the other. Like it's not like I don't ever think of one of them independently. It's always the both. It's always both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm sick. It's not COVID. It's pretty much like a bad cold. I have pretty much been out of commission most of the week. I did, however, get a lot of Halo played. So really that's all I really got to talk about when it comes to video games. And I did something that I've never done before. I posted in the Discord, but no one ever responded because
I responded, but it was way late.
Oh, you did? I didn't see anybody respond. Oh, yay me!
Yeah, it was.
Go me. Go team. All right, so I am loaded up on cold medicine and cough drops. I got a huge bag of cough drops. If I told you what I had to do to get this bag of cough drops,
you had to go to Walgreens.
I had to go to Walgreens, but like I had to go. That was my third Walgreens. Like the fucking COVID situation around here is horrible. I mean, I know it's pretty bad everywhere, but it is bad here. Like in Richmond, it is really bad. Like patient first open up and they all have to shut down and stop taking people in within the first hour because the line is already wrapped around the building every day. Like this is, and then like I'm sitting here with my fucking jacket on. I'm freezing, even though it's warm enough for me to be, it's warm enough, but I am fucking freezing right now. I don't feel very good, but we gonna make this bitch work.
Yeah, I've
So
told some people, like, back in the day, the rule was, like, going to school was, like, if you ain't throwing up, you going to school. You got a runny nose, you can blow your nose. Like,
right.
but normally it would be, like, being sick was an inconvenience. That meant I had to blow my nose. My nose was stopped up. I might have been coughing. You know what I mean? But now,
Right.
if I have a cold, it's not like it was before. I think it's got to be just getting older, but like I'm like out of commission. I'm like I am not coming to work. I feel like shit.
No, I went to work. Now here's the thing: a couple of people at work got the same thing that I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I know it's not COVID because we have at home tests. I told you my boss has been very paranoid about all of this stuff for quite some time. Um, my boss has been super paranoid about all of this stuff for quite some time. So so he has all kinds of stuff. He has at home tests. He has pretty much everything. You know what I mean? So he had the at home test, so that's how we know it's not COVID. But I could until yesterday. I realized I didn't feel good on Tuesday. And it took until yesterday for me to be able to find cold medicine. That's how terrible it is around here. I couldn't even find regular ass cold medicine. And I must have showed up at Walmart right when they restocked them shits because I just happened to luck out yesterday. So it's been a difficult week. Um, well, it's been a difficult week. Work wise, I did leave work early one day. And then the other days I just kind of stuck it out. But it's been rough. It's been real rough. I'm okay right now because I waited to take my next dose of the medicine about a half an hour ago. So I had a half an hour to kind of kick in and stuff like that. And in a minute, I'm gonna be sweating. That's pretty much how this has been working. Like like when I'm really feeling sick, I start getting like really cold, and then all of a sudden I'm like sweating. It's crazy. It's all of this is just bonkers, bruh. It's been a while since we actually did a show. So Christmas and stuff happened, New Year's happened, all kinds of stuff. Um, I'm gonna say just point blank, both of my Christmas and my New Year's were very low key. Me and Pooh Bear just kind of hung out, and just chilled.
Nice, man. Yeah, on Christmas we were in Hendersonville, but on New Year's, Amber and the kids were still in Hendersonville, and I hung out with my dad because New Year's Eve is also my dad's birthday, so we just hung
Okay,
out for a little bit, and
happy birthday to Pops.
yeah, 65.
65. Did you do that? Come on, please tell me you did that.
No.
Oh, come on. Come on, you have to do that. You have to do that at least. You had to do that at least once that day.
Well, I have all year to do it.
I am totally naming the episode 65. That
But
is
you
that is
might have to like name it like the word 65, but put more eyes. So it'd be like
Yeah, that
60.
100%. That's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
Um, that's cool though. You got to hang out with your pops. That's dope.
Yeah, and
I
yeah,
Yes.
it was cool, man. Because we excuse me. Well, what was kind of crazy is because you'll think, I know you're feeling this for a while now, but like you'll think, man, it would be kind of cool to have the house to myself for a little bit, just to get a few things done. Maybe I can, just play this one game all day, whatnot. But when you gotta work and stuff, like the worst part, it was at night, like going to bed, like, and there's like nobody in the house but me. You know what I mean? It was just like super weird and like really boring. And like I'd be at work and then I'd come home and I'd play for a little bit. But the um the coolest was that Sunday, like during the day, like having the house to myself during the day was kind of cool. But like it still was like really rainy and I just kind of mostly just watched The Office and just like vegged out. Didn't really play much.
I'm gonna tell you. Here's the thing about that.
Okay.
Everything is all good for maybe the first 2 days. The first 2 days are like, hell yeah. I can be I'm by myself. If I feel like I can go get the good jerk, the good jerk when ain't nobody home, like, you know what I mean, where you could just kind of splay out and let it rock, you know what I mean, like rock out with your cock out, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But it does. That's a good, strong feeling for like 2 days. But like the one thing, especially when you have a family, the one thing that starts getting to you is the silence.
Yeah.
Because when you're a parent, silence means danger. You know what I mean? And it's hard to turn that off. It's hard to turn that off because like that silence means need to go check and see what the fuck's going on out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so when you're a parent, silence means danger, and it's hard to turn that off because even if during that time period you can turn it off,
Yes,
you
yeah.
know
There's
that
times
eventually.
where, when Aiden was younger, like I'll be driving without him in the car, and I'd be like, "Oh shit, did I leave Aiden?" Because there's nobody else. I didn't even take him. Like, what am I talking?
Yeah, yeah. It's like, but you know that you can't really like let that feeling go because eventually you got to turn it back on when everybody's back home. So
Yeah.
like you have this constant back and forth. Like sometimes, especially after the first 2 days, like your fight or flight instincts really kind of kick in, and then like it makes you wish that you just had that noise just to make yourself feel more comfortable because like you know what I mean, like you got a little rambunctious young man like young Rouse, and like when you got a rambunctious young man like young Rouse around the house, silence is danger.
Yeah.
it's, it's danger. So like I understand that, but like yeah, the first 2 days are usually like, all right, this is dope, and then the other days is just like, man, I miss my family, but I don't want to tell them because then they won't ever leave me alone again. I've had that. And actually, it happened to me. Um, what the year Modern Warfare 2 came out. The year Modern Warfare 2 came out. I my around the same time where the game came out, my ex-wife and my daughter went to go visit her parents. I didn't have the time off work, so I had to stay. I didn't have 2 weeks off work, so I had to stay.
Okay.
But they were gone for 2 weeks, and man, 2 weeks, 2 weeks was like, man. After the first couple of days, it's just like I don't like this. I don't like this feeling, and like yes, I get to play Modern Warfare 2 with the homies, and this is great. And it's how I met a bunch of friends. I met a bunch of friends playing Modern Warfare 2. Um, shit, Jaybird is one of them. Um,
And
Got a bunch of
also,
friends.
I don't know how to cook just for myself unless it's just making a sandwich. Dude,
I still have.
I made a pot of chili. Dude, I had to throw most of that chili away. I made Philly cheesesteaks. There was so many Philly cheesesteaks.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty of the exact same thing. And to this day, I still do the exact same thing because I only know one way to cook things.
Well, I
So
mean, you
like,
can't make like a plate of spaghetti. You know what I mean?
you know what I
Like, there's
mean?
not a recipe for that.
Yeah. I mean, technically you can. I mean, technically I can cut mine in half. It's possible. Do I want to?
Yeah, but if you make
No.
a half, if you make a half a pound of spaghetti, you're gonna have to like take the ground beef and put it back in the freezer with the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
so
So
it's
it's just
still.
it's not. It's. I mean, it's possible, but like, no. I got a big ass fucking bowl of spaghetti that I made last week while I was sick that I didn't quite eat because I was sick and I wasn't eating very much. Um, I still got that bowl of fucking spaghetti sitting right there, and it's a big ass bowl, and ain't nobody here but me.
Yeah,
Nobody here but me. But I still do that shit to this day. I make a whole bunch of. I make the food the way that I know how to make the food, and
right.
then I'd be like, shit, I'm eating this for the next 3 fucking days.
And when I was younger, I would throw down some frozen shit. But man, like, cause sometimes at work, we'll be at the grocery store or whatever. I was like, well, let me get this Stouffer's or whatever, just so I have something at work. And then man, it's I don't know if they just got worse, but they're just not good.
They just don't compare to what you can do yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is for me. There's no comparison of what I can do
And
myself.
the only things that are
Um,
pretty good are the ones that are like loaded with cheese, and then those are going to like fuck me up. Can't be eating that
yeah,
work.
yeah. So like yeah, I have the same issues. I take a lot of I take a lot of lactate around this bitch, like a lot, because I'm just kind of like I don't know what else. Well, I know other things that I could possibly do. I just don't know if those things are to be done. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a question of can I. It's a question of should I. Like when I go shopping and I buy stuff, it's just like okay, I am going to make this meal. Like shit, what I did for Thanksgiving, I made a big fucking meal just for me. What I did for Christmas, I made a big fucking meal just for me because of course my daughter doesn't. I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that. Well, what the fuck do you want to eat for Christmas? Can you buy me a margarita pizza? Are you fucking kidding me?
What is a margarita pizza?
It's just a different. It's a pizza, but it's made differently, and it doesn't look appetizing to someone like me at all. To me, it's no pizza if it ain't got no pepperoni. I'm sorry. If it ain't got no pepperoni, you just put a whole bunch of vegetables and like sliced tomatoes and shit on top of it. Nah, I'm good. You can have that shit, dog.
Well, well, I mean, I can get down with experimental pizza, and I do dig the pepperoni. I mean, I'm not gonna, but I just can't get down just plain cheese though. Like it's just too plain.
It's not to me. It's not a pizza if it don't have pepperonis at least.
Right to you, but like
To me, that's what I said. To me.
technically, the thing that makes a pizza is just a crust. Like that's the thing. Is like the red sauce. You don't have to have that. You don't have to have cheese. Like
Yeah,
it's
when Chippy D moved to Japan, he was talking about them the Asian people. They don't sometimes they don't do red sauce. It's mayonnaise.
well. I mean, I like mayonnaise, but I don't know about putting it on pizza.
It's,
I mean, I
yo,
ain't tried.
dog.
I ain't tried
It
it though.
says it says sometimes it's mayonnaise, and like they did stuff like mayonnaise was mayonnaise is what they dip their fries and shit into too.
Yeah.
Like mayonnaise is a big deal over there.
Well, I
I
mean,
don't
I've
know.
had pizza with white sauce, but white sauce is like Alfredo or whatnot. You know?
Yeah, if it ain't got a red sauce, it don't count. If it ain't got a red sauce, it don't count. I don't even fuck with like. It's not even like I don't like Alfredo. It's just I've never tried Alfredo. When
You
I go
never
to
tried.
Olive,
You
I've never tried
how
Alfredo.
how old are you, man? And
I've
you
never tried Alfredo. Every time I go to Olive Garden, right, and I get the tour of Italy, that's my jam, right?
Yeah.
I have them replace the Alfredo with some spaghetti, then put meat sauce on everything. You know, have you ever had a tour before?
Yeah, but it's been a long time since I've been to Olive Garden though.
Yes. So for the people who don't know, the tour of Italy is lasagna, chicken parm, and it comes with Alfredo. But I have them switch out the Alfredo to spaghetti and put meat sauce on everything, and then keep the cheese going. When they
I
come out
just
with the roller, when they come out with the roller though, I'm gonna need you to do that on this whole plate. I want meat sauce on the whole plate, and I want you to roll it up on the whole plate, dog.
that's just crazy though. Like, cause like, well, I've not dogged you in a while, you know, and like some people would like go harder than I would, but like being adventurous with food, but like Alfredo's like some basic shit, man. And that's like exotic for you, man. That's crazy.
It looks like I'm freezing on the video.
Yeah, you're glitching a little bit to me, but I think you've always kind of did that a little bit. I think that's mostly to do with using the browser.
Okay. All right.
But
Yeah. Well, no, they got into me on an episode of Return to Oswald, aka Cocaine Cougars. They went in on me one day on my issues with steak.
well, you just need to keep that shit to yourself around, especially around someone
No,
like Rashani and his
no,
people.
see, yeah, Rashani is a chef, and he's like real bougie, and like apparently that even if I don't like mine well done anymore, that still doesn't count. Like it's I don't take mine well done anymore. You know what I mean? Some pink is cool with me. Like you know what I mean? But no,
Yeah,
they want some real pink. And apparently steak sauce is like a big fucking deal to them. They just, I mean, of course. And then when I say that I do the steak sauce and with ketchup, of course, that's an affront. But like, just the steak sauce was an affront on its own. And I had no idea that there was these bougie ass fucking people out here.
yeah.
Don't
Well, I mean,
who doesn't want no fucking A1 on their steak, dog?
I'd rather have A1 on a burger than on my steak because the A1 is just so strong. It's just going to like overpower everything.
That's
You
why I
know.
mix it with the ketchup. You see how that works?
But like that's like that's
See, it's,
that's like some
you,
trailer
you,
park shit, man. Come on.
I mix ketchup with my barbecue sauce too when I'm dipping my fries.
But I
I
could get
I
down
do
with that
ketchup.
with the fries. With
The
with
ketchup. I used to use ketchup on everything, and like I used to could it wouldn't be worth it for me to buy ketchup from the regular store. Like I had to buy it at Costco. It made no sense for me to buy it anywhere
I've been
else.
so far removed from ketchup since I don't really eat it that much. When I do, I'm like, I'm gonna have some ketchup on these fries. It just it feels like I'm eating a dessert. It's so sweet. Like because I just don't eat it a lot. So when I do eat it, I'm not used to the sweetness of it. It's very 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 and
Okay, I understand. Like sometimes if you don't have something for a while, and then like when you have some, it's just like, and then also like you're getting old.
yeah.
Everything is gonna be too sweet and too salty at some point, and you're just gonna be like, what? Why the fuck is this shit so salty?
Yeah,
It's just like, no,
I,
no,
I
it's
was
fine.
I hung out with Max came over, which we started our David Lynch podcast, but he came over on Tuesday and we hung out and had some beers and did the thing, and then I went over to his house on Thursday. So while the people were out, I was trying to like socialize a little bit, not be just by myself, and but we were talking about that same thing. You're like, man, when you were a kid, you were like, man, when I'm an adult, I can eat all the cookies and all the sweets and everything. uh, When I get older, because no one can tell me not to, and then when you get older, everything is too sweet, and you're like, universe, you, you,
Why do this to me, dog?
yeah.
Like, why, universe, it's me, dog. Like, why you do this to me? Universe, it's
You could
me.
when I have the time to like eat sweets, and then now I don't like them. Like I don't even want to say it. You're like,
That would have been a show if it wasn't for 65. That would have been the show title. Universe, this me, dog. Like that. That would have been the show title. Um, man, I just been. It's weird because now, I had to go to the doctor, leading up to Christmas. I went to the doctor a couple of times, and I went to, I was having problems, because I didn't get my medicine refilled in time,
Uh huh.
and I had to go. So, so then my foot was hurting, so I had to go back. So on a I went on a Saturday, and I spent a long time in Patients First, because Patients First is my primary. That's like, you know what I mean. That's my primary doctor, because I can go whenever the fuck I feel like it. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to worry about no appointments, none of that shit. You know what I mean? I just, whenever I feel like I need to go, I can go and I can see a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Patients First works out for me. But do you know these motherfuckers told me I have high blood pressure? And I'm like, how the fuck do I have high blood pressure? First of all, I don't eat nowhere near as bad as I was eating before. Mostly because I live alone and that money got to go to my rent, my light bill. I gotta keep my lights on. So like I'm not eating as much as I was eating before. I'm not eating the same types of shit I was eating before.
Well, sometimes, like when it comes to, I mean, cholesterol, that's something different because that literally comes from meat and stuff. But like blood pressure can be just your, it don't even have nothing to do with your food, you know.
Yeah. I just thought it was crazy because I never had issues with blood pressure before, like never. And like all of a sudden now I'm on blood pressure medication, and like, oh, I'm like, what the fuck? Why? How the fuck did I get here? Um, but he
You're
was
like,
like,
dude, this is
he's,
this is like
this,
AARP type shit, man. I
and
still
then,
play video
and then,
games.
let me tell you what the fucking doctor was a dick. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's patients first, and there's, they got doctors, they rotate in and out, that type of shit, right?
Yeah, but being a dick isn't very patient first, is it?
I know, right? But the guy was kind of a dick, and I saw him both times when I went that Saturday and when I went that Monday. Um, and he was like, "Well, you need to limit your salt intake and all of this other stuff," and I'm like, "When the fuck do I use salt? Everything is too salty already. I don't add no salt to nothing. What are we talking about here?"
You eat a lot of canned stuff.
No, I've never been a canned person. I am always a if I do vegetables and shit like that, motherfucker, it's about these steaming bags, dog. Like, what are we talking about here?
Right. Okay.
I'm steaming in a bag. I'm bougie, nigga. Like, what are we talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm this me, dog. Universe, this me, dog. Like,
Yeah.
what are we talking about? I'm bougie. I don't do a whole bunch of cans.
Yeah.
I did recently start doing some things with some cans though, because I learned how to make corn pudding or corn casserole, which some people call it one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned how to make that for Christmas, and oh, that shit was dope. I've never had this. I've never had it before. Apparently, some people got some real reactions. Like the homie Ryan Block said that he has just I think just the name kind of makes him wretch a little bit. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, because I just tried it for the first time and that shit seemed great. But it technically you can use something other than cans for the actual regular corn, but you have to use a can of cream corn. You can't just buy cream corn in a bag.
And then also cream corn. Because I was about to say, like, if you wanted some like green beans or whatever, you take the green beans, you give them a good rinse. That's gonna rinse most of the shit off, and then it's basically like fresh. Like it's,
Yeah, you
it's
can't.
pretty healthy. Well,
You
but you
can't.
can't. You can't. You
You
gonna
can't risk.
you
You
don't
can't
rinse the
risk cream
cream.
corn though. You gonna risk all of the cream out.
Yeah.
Um, but I learned how to do that, and that's been cool. But here's the thing. All right, in by since the last time we've done a show, I've made this recipe at least 4 times.
The corn thing?
Why have I made it 4 times? Because after I made it the first time, I decided I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it, and I was gonna try to do the shit from memory. And it was always when the shit is halfway done in the fucking thing that I realized I forgot something. Like one time, I forgot to put the eggs in.
But that's when
Then,
that's
and
how
what?
you start
Go ahead.
remembering stuff better when you forget it, because then you're hyper focused on it, so then you won't forget it.
No, but I did this shit 3 times though.
Oh, you forgot the eggs 3 times?
No. I forgot the eggs one time. I forgot the sour cream one time. You know what I mean? I forgot a little bit of extra sugar that you add to it one time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so each time it was like, okay, I forgot the eggs last time. Let me make sure that I got the eggs. And then that's how I forgot the sour cream. And it was, and look,
It's
the
like
time I forgot,
that recipe was like you had all the ingredients. Just like you like pick 5 and 1 you're gonna forget. Like so you have to pick.
yeah. And what had happened was, with the sour cream, it was funny because I was like, yo, shit came out different. I had no idea why it came out different. I was like, okay, but it looked like it looks like it cooked better. You know what I mean? It was a little bit more like cornbread. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm just gonna eat it like cornbread. Like motherfucking cornbread. It'd be all right.
Yeah.
And then I went to the fridge to go get something to drink, and the fucking sour cream is sitting right there, and I'm like, fuck. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So like,
I would
time,
just like pull everything out that you're gonna need and set it all like, so then hopefully you won't forget it.
nah. What I'm gonna do the next time I make it, and I did buy stuff to make it again. Bought stuff to make it again.
Okay.
So that's gonna happen soon. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually print out the recipe. I'm gonna print out the recipe because with my cookies, you know, oh man, the cookies took off. Like I was shipping cookies all everywhere. And like the cookie, I made a pretty decent amount off of selling cookies, and I was selling cookies 4 at a time because these things are massive. So I did pretty well. Leading up to Christmas with the cookies. And then people start asking me for weird shit, like, you know what I mean? Somebody want me to get some macadamias and all that other shit. And I was just like, are you paying the extra for this shit? Because, I mean, I got nuts, but I ain't got macadamias. You know what I'm saying? And blue in the chat. See, look, this is why I try not to bare my soul around people like Blue. He said when he cooked from a recipe, he had a thing on a tablet, not on paper. I can do it on my tablet. I really can. I can do it on my tablet, but 2 things about that. 1, I rarely think to use my tablet. 2, if there's something that I know I'm going to make a lot, like when I make my cookies and stuff like that, I printed it out because, I mean, I print stuff out at work, so it's not like it's on me. And I thumbtack that bitch to the wall because I know that I'm going to keep coming back to this same recipe. So I put that on the wall. So it's just one of those things. And, bruh, let me tell you something. On Christmas, I made this meatloaf, dog.
Okay, tell me about the meatloaf now.
Now the meatloaf is a meatloaf I've been making for a while.
Okay.
It's a recipe, and instead of breadcrumbs, you use stovetop, right?
Okay. I've used a multitude of the different types of things in meatloaf to try different things out. I've used breadcrumbs. I've used stovetop. I've used oatmeal. I've used pretty much anything you can think of.
I never done none of that. I've done breadcrumbs. I've done stovetop, and that's pretty much where it goes. And I've done the stovetop different ways. There's times where I put it in the Ninja and ground it up.
Well, not like oatmeal, but like oats, like just like straight up oats.
Yeah. So let me tell you, this meatloaf is so slamming, and my glaze, dog. My glaze.
Okay.
It set that thing off so right. I just kept eating, dog. Like I was like, yo,
what is your glaze?
It is a specific ratio, but it's basically just ketchup, barbecue sauce, but a specific barbecue sauce, and brown sugar.
Okay.
When I tell you that thing hit. Like it
Because
hit.
I will say that ketchup meatloaf is the one thing that I definitely use ketchup on, and a lot of it. But the but I was thinking about doing more barbecue sauce. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I definitely mix mine together and I brush that bitch on. You know what I mean? I brush it on and make it look all nice. It got the little rolls and stuff from the little brush. And I feel like I feel like I'm that motherfucker sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just me because of course my daughter wanted her margarita pizza, so she ain't eat none of the shit. I forced her to eat some of it. I'm like, no, you ain't got to eat all of it, but I need you to eat some. But she wanted her fucking margarita pizza, motherfucker. And that thing hit. That thing hit like real hard. Um, did I tell you? Did I tell you that I bought a Nintendo Switch for $100?
Uh-uh.
Oh, let me tell you. All right. So what had happened was Christmas Eve, right? My ex calls me. She fell down and hurt herself, and she wanted me to take her to patients first because her knee was hurting her. And like her daughter and the grandkids were there, but of course you don't really want to pack up all the kids to go sit at fucking patients first. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So she asked me to do it, so I did it. And while we were sitting there waiting, there's a GameStop right there by patients first,
Okay.
and I wanted to buy myself something for Christmas because I knew I won't get nothing from nobody, so I wanted to buy myself something from Christmas for Christmas. So I bought a battery charger for my Xbox,
Okay.
and it had different battery backs on it so that you could use it for the Xbox One controllers and the Series controllers.
Okay.
Um, so I did that, and then I said I wanted to buy something that I bought Spider Man for the PS4, just something just randomly to do. So I'm in there, right? And it's Christmas Eve, right? It's Christmas Eve. So like there's things happening. So I heard somebody call, and the dude in GameStop told somebody that a Switch Lite was like 300. They were selling the chips for like $300. It's like, all right, cool. You know, that's what it is. And then a little while later, because I'm just kind of looking around at this point, because I got time to kill because she's at patients first. So I walked across the street. Well, now I went across the street, and so I'm at fucking GameStop. This lady walks in with a little kid, and the guy who's walking around, not one of the ones behind the counter, one of the type of people that I was. If you worked at GameStop, you know that there's usually the person that's kind of walking around, straightening up shelves, asking people if they can help them and all that kind of shit. If it's like a busy time, especially on weekends and stuff like that, and that's pretty much what I was when I was at when I worked at GameStop that one season. So she asked him what the trade in was on the Switch Lite.
Okay.
He told her that the trade in was $100, and it was $80 in cash if she wanted that cash. So she was like, all right, I guess I'm getting $80 for this thing. And I said, I'm about to come up on something, and I've done this in like game stores before, but I said, "Ma'am, do you have Cash App?" She said, yes. I said, I'll give you $100 to your Cash App so you can get the whole $100 instead of having to take away 80. I'll give you the whole $100 for that thing right now. No questions asked. The thing was dead, so I didn't even know if it worked at the time. You know what I mean? Like, so like I'm just like, yo, I'll do this. I'll give you the $100, no questions asked, because that's ridiculous that they only gonna give you $80 for something that they said it's worth $100, but they only gonna give you 80. So I was like, yo, I'll give you the whole $100. So we stood there, and we did it. She handed me the junk, so I had a Switch Lite. That motherfucker still had Smash Brothers in that bitch. and it came with a little case. And she gave me the whole bag, and like I ain't even want the Smash Brothers. I've never played Smash Brothers in my life, so I don't know anything about Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
You know,
I've played it, but I don't know. And yeah, I was drinking when I did play it, but like I mean, I played it before, but I've never like understood it because it's not like a like knockout type game. And people are, I mean, it's esportsy, but like I just don't know. It just seems like a bunch of nonsense on screen.
yes, very much so. But like, hey, I'm like, hey, straight. So I got a Switch. So I got a Switch Lite. $100. I got out. I was sitting in the car and I kind of plugged it into my charger that's in the car. The motherfucker turned on and I'm like, shit. Oh yeah. So then I went and it's just a ring out king, son. You just kick people off the stage. I guess. I don't know. Like I said, in the
I mean,
64
I get kicking the people off the stage, but like I don't know how to be good at it because it just seems like people are doing stuff I have no idea. It's not a button masher. Like they're doing stuff.
He said, Blue said he thought that I didn't play the Switch that I already had. That is true. That is 100% true. But here's the thing. I had Pooh Bear with me, and I had conned Pooh Bear already into only giving her $100 for Christmas because she said she wanted some money. And of course, Pooh Bear's 13. She doesn't realize that $100 isn't a lot of money. So she said, I want some money. And I was like, okay, so what do you want? Like $100? She said, yes. I was like, all right, cool. I'll give you $100 for Christmas. Knowing that on a normal Christmas, I would have spent way more than that. But I gave it to her, and like she started playing, and she started playing Diablo. Of all of the stuff, she started playing my Diablo because I had Diablo for my Switch. I had the cartridge. So then me and her played Diablo. I forgot about Diablo. I forgot all about Diablo. So me and her started playing Diablo. I don't know why the fuck we decided to play that shit on PlayStation. I have no fucking idea why I decided to play this shit on PlayStation, but apparently that was the move for us. We started playing Diablo on PlayStation, and we were having a good time until we just kind of stopped and we just kind of never went back. But we should have played on Xbox because we game share and we have access to the same digital version of fucking Diablo. Like it would have been a better idea to play the shit on Xbox, but
Right.
no, I wasn't thinking at the time. But yeah, so I gave it to her, and she didn't want to keep Diablo, because she was gonna take the little money that she got for Christmas and the money that she got from her other people, and she wanted Animal Crossing. So I was just like, you know what, we'll do the Animal Crossing, and I paid for her to get her ears re-pierced. And let me tell you,
it's crazy, man. That Animal Crossing's got reach, man. Like I don't know, like there's people. I mean, I know what it is, and I get what it is. But there's people that I wouldn't think that would be into that game that are into that game. It's like dudes be like, I play Madden, Call of Duty, and Animal Crossing, and I'm like, okay, if that's how we're going to play it, but
yeah, you know what happened with me with the Diablo shit. I remember, right, the last time I played Diablo, right. Last time I played Diablo on PlayStation, I played the game with you.
yeah,
And you were a much higher level than I was. So we were playing those rifts and I got leveled up real fast, right?
yeah.
Apparently, I was still on the level of whatever those rifts were. She picked a wizard character. And I was like, oh yeah, I got a high level wizard. And I was like, I'm gonna show you something. So I pulled up a regular rift. What's it called? A Nephilim rift?
Mm-hmm.
And so I pulled out a Nephilim rift and I'm
And
like,
that shit was
oh,
like on
yeah,
like Torment 5.
Exactly. And I kept getting fucked up. I was just like, yo, it was just like the moment I walked in there, it was like, yeah, you about to die. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And I was like, oh yeah, that's probably what happened. But yeah, he says he's not a Nintendo fan. The only thing he likes of theirs is Bayonetta. I'm not a Nintendo fan either. The only Nintendo game I have for my Switch is Mario Kart. I have no other actual like Nintendo games for my Switch. Period. Mario Kart is the shit. So like, and it's a game that anybody can fucking play because
Yeah.
if you got the little fucking Joy Cons, you can fucking steer them shits. You know what I mean? Like so like even if you don't know how to play fucking video games, you can play fucking Mario Kart, and
Right.
you can still have some fun with everybody else. So that part.
Yeah, it's funny you're mentioning some Diablo because, like, I mean, I'm trying because I'll get into a thing. I was like, man, why does Blizzard have to be such a fucking shit show? I miss Diablo, and I want to like be the person this is because it was real easy with Blizzard because the only thing I cared about was Diablo, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna give up anything, it's just one game. You know what I mean? So then I was like, I kind of want something that's like Diablo.
See, here's my thing. And I feel the same. I feel the same way about R. Kelly.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying.
I know, but like before we get into that, I was looking up games like that, and I knew I had one called Grim Dawn, right? And a lot of people liked it, but that game runs like shit. And then I looked it up, and you're like, oh yeah, it's an old build. It's like an old engine. It's just how it does on certain things. I was like, dude, I should be. It was running like 10 to 15 frames per second. And I'm like, dude, I can run Destiny at 60. I should be able to run Grim fucking Dawn at like higher than that. But then, so I was like, well, fuck Grim Dawn. I tried a game called Victor Vran, and that game ran great. And the dude who played Geralt.
Is that the one that Witchcolour used to talk about all the time?
Well, AZ Rockslap talked about them both.
AZ Rockslap used to talk about Victor Vran all the time.
Yeah, but it's really fun.
AZ Rockslap, I ain't talked to my mans in them in a long time.
Yeah, it's really fun, and like the dude who plays Geralt plays Victor Vran, and he's just playing Geralt. It's the same voice. Like he's not changing nothing. So yeah.
Sometimes the only voice is the one you got.
Yeah.
Just do that.
He's like, my name is Victor Vran, and I kill monsters.
It's like movies that star Bill Murray. Like Bill Murray plays Bill Murray in movies.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what you're getting. But here's my thing about it.
Yeah, Blue. I got those too. I haven't dug into those, but like Victor Vran and the Helsing games were all like on sale for like you would get everything for like $3. And it's been a while since I've got most of anything that I would ever want on Steam, where I found something I would actually want. This like everything for $3.
Yeah, but here's what I feel about the whole thing about Blizzard and all this other stuff. They already got my money. On Diablo on 3 platforms. Like
yeah,
they
got my money too. But like playing Diablo on PC, I have to like download their client and like be signed into their servers, and I'm like, I don't really want to download their client right now. I just want to play Diablo.
Yeah, that's and so like I said, I feel the same way about R. Kelly. Like yo, anything R. Kelly already got me for, he got me for, and I'm not gonna throw away some shit that I paid for. Stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not one of those Republican people that's gonna burn shit just because I don't like this fucking I don't like this company anymore. So I'm gonna burn my fucking coffee maker. Like,
nobody's immune to that shit, man. Because I just saw some people burning Harry Potter books and on the other side of the fence, and I was like, "What are you guys doing?"
Harry Potter books? Oh, because of JK.
Turf.
Because of JK.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
I was like, man. I was like, man. So, you know the so they now have something in common with their conservative like Christian grandmother. They both want to burn Harry Potter books for different reasons. Because I remember like back in the 90s that was a thing. You know, like they thought Harry Potter books were satanic because it dealt with wizardry, and now it's for a different reason. I was like, stop burning books. Just
I'm a fan, and like I said, she already got me for so much already because I'm a fan. And I'm I'm a fan of the books and the movies, and also I bought a Casual Vacancy I'm lying. I downloaded that shit. But I bought a casual vacancy. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna say that I bought it. Yeah, I bought it. A casual vacancy. The book that she wrote under a pseudonym because it ain't had nothing to do with none of the Harry Potter stuff. And I really enjoyed that book. So, but like, she already got me, dog. Like, so, like, you know, as long as I'm not giving you any more money, like if I'm long as look with Diablo, as long as I don't actually purchase a necromancer, I think I'm okay. You know what I mean? You already got me for what you got me for. And like maybe maybe the shit didn't happen yet, or maybe I was just unaware. You already got me for what you got me for, so I'm not gonna like get rid of my shit because
Well, and it's not like
you
Harry
turned
Potter
around.
in the books is out there like putting spells on trans people, you know.
Exactly. And it's not like R. Kelly where like the art is based off of the deviance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's the art is separate from her views on certain things.
Yeah.
That's fine. But like no dog, you already got me. Already got me. And like I said, with Diablo, I own Diablo on 3 platforms. I own it on Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. Like you got me, dog. Like, and I ain't about to get rid of my shit because of that. Like, no, thank you. I don't really have no other Blizzard games that I really care about. So
Yeah,
like,
I mean that's the thing. It's like they don't really make very much stuff. They're like Rockstar. Like what they do make. I mean, I'm not a WoW person, but I've heard that WoW is, the classic or best MMO or whatever. A lot of people play WoW, and a lot of people love WoW. It's kind of like Rockstar, to where like they make GTA, they make Red Dead. Those are very
here's
good, but they don't really make much else outside of that.
here's my thing about World of Warcraft. I just found it real difficult to think about the fact that I got to pay you $15 a month for one game. You know what I mean? Like, I got to pay you $15 a month to play one game. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, that
for
was the thing that I never understood about like when people would, like, get mad at Destiny and then this new stuff with Destiny. Yeah, I don't care for that. And none of it's good, I don't think. But like getting mad at Destiny and being like, oh man, now I gotta pay $50 again. That it's been a year. I was like, well, if
my only
you obviously aren't a WoW player because that $15 a month is a lot more than $50 a year.
My only problem with Destiny is like you're gonna take this thing that I spent money on and then you're just gonna take it away at some point.
Yeah, that's a
Like
new
that's
thing, and I do not agree with that. And Matt fight me on that. That is stuff that we haven't played in a while, but I don't care. If I haven't touched it in 3 years, I still paid for it.
right. Exactly. And like that campaign that I paid for at launch is no longer there. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then it's that I played it when it was a part of Game Pass, but as soon as they took that shit off Game Pass, I stopped playing. I was having fun.
and
I
that
was having a
also
lot of
tells me
fun.
that they don't even care about their own art. They care about making money, like to where like they don't even want people to experience that campaign that people worked on.
Yeah, and the worst part about it is like we
They,
thought good. They separated from Activision. We might actually get some fair shit. And then it was like, nah, dog, this is who we are. I'm like, fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? If this is who you are, then I won't be a part of your game. Until that shit comes back to Game Pass, and then it's on it's on and popping.
yeah,
But yeah, okay. So I mean, so we've already been talking about video games. Have you played anything?
I have, and well, I mean, still doing the Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't played it a little bit, but I think I'm pretty much at the end of that, and that's still a very good game. But my son for Christmas got the this thing. What do you call it? Oculus Quest,
Okay.
and
Did you buy that?
I did not. My
Oh,
mother-in-law did. She was getting her kids those, and then her kids we were going to be there for, and she was like, "There's no way Aiden's going to be up here, and everybody get Oculus Quest by him." So she got him one too. And
That's
then
dope. But I've seen some shit. Like I've seen some people like really um getting their VR headsets for Christmas and be knocking each other the fuck out and shit. I saw this one dude beating the fuck out of a child. He was playing some sort of boxing game. And he had the little things that go around your hands and shit. And he was working. And the child was coming to see what the fuck was going on. It was like, hey, daddy, and just bam, he caught. I mean, it was like a left hook, like. Was it a hook or was it kind of a little bit of an uppercut? I don't know what the fuck it was, but this young child that couldn't have been older than maybe 5 just caught the illest left because dad was in this headset and he was boxing his ass off, and this child caught a vicious left.
yeah, you gotta you gotta like map out your, which is cool, because you map out your play area, and if you step out of that play area, there's cameras on the front. Then all of a sudden you can see like a black and white version of, so like if you need to like get your phone or something, you can go get it and then come back into the play area. But say like, dudes, don't come around the play area because you might get hit or whatever. But I'm also not as flamboyant with it. Not flamboyant, but like as, because expressive. Like the golf thing, that was some real shit. Like I got him the golf thing. I was like, he needs something at least that's a little bit of an exercise, and I played 18 holes of that shit. And I was like, dude, it was legit, man. And my main thing was like he can do whatever he wants, but like every night I'm a big Half-Life fan. So I was like, get the link cable and I'm gonna play Half-Life Alyx, you know what I mean? And that, like, I'm not really, I wouldn't say I dislike VR, but I'll be like I'm not like super into VR, but I just like good games, and Half-Life Alyx is a very good game. And like, but last night, the dudes that like in the first Half-Life you were kind of fighting them because they were like enslaved or whatnot, but in the second one they were like helping you. They were like these alien dudes, just like the free men. Well, I met one of those dudes, and that was freaking wild. That dude looked like he was right there. He looked so real. I was like, that's some crazy shit. Like Valve comes back out there all these years and like again just like knocks it out of the park, which is crazy. But yeah, that's some good shit.
I mean, Valve is great, except for they can't count to 3.
Like even the Half-Life Alyx is technically, there are more than 3 Half-Life games, but they're not considered Half-Life 3
because they can't count to 3. That's what I'm saying. They can't count to 3.
Yeah, and also it because there's a game that I had on the Oculus store called like Zero something. It's a shooter game, and it's very realistic. It's like too realistic to where like, okay, I just want to shoot some motherfuckers. I'm like having to put the ammo and like in my belt, and then I take it and pull the pin back and do the thing and have to take the safety off. And I was like, okay, that's too much. When in Alyx, you just put the ammo in the bottom of the gun and you click the B button, and that pretty much sets the pin. It does the VR thing to where you want to be immersed, but it's not so crazy to where you're like doing all this motion and stuff and like you're dead before because But it's
Blood and Left 4 Dead comparison video showed that Valve made that genre happen. I thought the Left 4 Dead was pretty much already made, and then they turned that they brought those people in to make Left 4 Dead. You know what I mean? That's the same thing they did with Portal, right? Portal was a a school project that they and they won some sort of competition.
Well, I think what the original idea of, if it was true for Left 4 Dead as well, was definitely not the full thing. The Portal thing was probably maybe a level. You know what I mean? It wasn't what we got, and they just released it.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I watched a whole director's commentary on Portal
Uh huh.
and Left 4 Dead. I think Portal was called Narvacular Drop or something like that. It was really it was like there was a game there. And then like they graduated and Valve was like, come work for us. And it was just like, oh, okay, we can go work for you. And then they made it, and then it was like, all right, cool. But like Back for Blood and Left for Dead, like you don't need to see a comparison video. Well, maybe Blue does because he doesn't like Left for Dead. Um, the I mean, it's really, I mean,
Well, Back for Blood, it's like, for one, I'm like dismissing them because now they're like in, the pocket of Tencent, so it's probably going to be like a Fortnite, like microtransaction haven. It's probably going to go free to play, because that's what Tencent
right,
likes. You know what I mean? So,
right.
yeah, that's yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so
they'll get paid, but that
it,
means
it
you
it
know.
was very obvious. It's very obvious the comparisons between the two, but I mean, it's obvious to everybody who isn't Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Blue refuses to play Left 4 Dead because he blames it for a red ring. Which I mean, that red rings was just it's the shit was gonna happen. I mean,
Yeah.
shit was gonna happen at some point. But
Yeah.
I watched the commentary for that one too. Um, he said I played it, but I have negative connotations. I Back for Blood was cool, and it was a pretty decently made game. The game was just too fucking hard. Like it was just too hard. They threw way too much at you. Especially when you're just playing on the normal difficulty. It's like, yo, this is not normal difficulty stuff. Like, hopefully, it's through patches and shit like that, they fix that. But like, most of us have moved on. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
It's just, I don't know, man. It's, oh, another killer app. If you have like a VR, fucking
we're
Tetris.
not. You know that
Tetris.
I hate VR podcast, right? We are
Yeah,
not
I know.
about to make this a VR cast.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that's
know,
not.
but I've got to say it though. Fucking Tetris effect is legit.
I saw a video where a Tetris grandmaster played the VR version of Tetris. I'm guessing it's the same game that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the VR version made him better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like VR version of Tetris made him better. It's just like just being completely immersed in it and like it made him a better Tetris player.
Cause like once you get like 10 lines, the stuff starts more flowing around you, and the music kicks in, and the beat is vibrating with your joy, whatever you call those things, and but yeah, it's a very cool experience,
Okay.
very relaxing, actually. But yeah,
That's dope.
Left 4 Dead, like, it's weird because when I didn't even know who Turtle Rock was until Evolve, because I think in Left 4 Dead they were still part of Valve. They didn't even have their own name, right?
Yes, I believe so. They gained that name when they left Valve.
Okay.
I think that's what I think is what it was. If I'm not mistaken. Blue say he's interested in an Oculus Quest 2. He may check it out at some point.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what we have here. And then the link. Oh, a little pointer, because we're always about like getting things on the cheap. It's like we got a $20 link cable off of Amazon. That shit disconnected and disconnected and disconnected. The official Oculus link cable is $80, but it works. It's a it's not a it's a 3.0 USB, right? That's USB C. But to make it to where it's as fast as the Oculus needs for a regular USB, that thing is thick as fuck. It's like heavy. But so the Oculus one is a fiber optic cable. So it's very thin and it's a lot faster, and I have no disconnects. But it's also USB C to USB C. So you have to have a USB-C connector on your PC, like actual, but unless you have
I
some
think
sort
I,
of converter.
I think I have one because this computer came Oculus ready. At the time, it was Oculus ready out the box.
Well, I mean, you may be able to get a if you don't have the actual USB-C connector, you may be able to get a USB 3.0 C to regular USB, I guess, but it's still got to be a 3.0
No,
USB.
I have one. I have one. I have, it actually has the Oculus symbol, that oval.
Okay.
Like I said, this when I bought this PC years ago, it was Oculus ready.
Okay. Cool.
That's what it said on the box. That's why I was like, okay, this seems like a pretty good deal for $500 fucking. I mean, I got it. It was on sale after Black Friday, but I spent $500 on this thing, and it was after it was Oculus ready, so I knew I knew it was a decent PC. Which I mean, it held me down for a long time. It just don't hold me down anymore if I want to play something. All right, so that's all you played?
Um, I think so. Like, just trying out the VR stuff. Let me look on my little. There might be something crazy I want to talk about.
Okay, while you look for that, let me talk about Halo real quick.
Okay.
I played a shit ton of Halo. Like, I played a ton of Halo. My man's in them, the homies that actually got me started playing Halo, kind of came back around, with when the new Halo came out. So I've been playing a lot with them, one more than the other. I've been playing a ton of Halo, and there's times where, like, when I was sick and I was sleeping all day after I got out of work, I would just wake up and it'd be like midnight, and then like me and my homie would be playing till like 3 o'clock in the morning. Um, we did that twice during the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been playing a lot of Halo. It's been a lot of losing
Yeah.
because I'm not good enough to win every single time. But yo, dog, sometimes when I feel in the flow, and sometimes I just get in the zone, and I'm just like, yo, feel like my old self. Like, I was like, I feel like the surgeon right now. Like, I don't feel like Scarfinger no more. I feel like the surgeon. Um,
You're like,
like
holy shit! It's 2001. Let's listen to some Limp Bizkit while I play this.
yeah, man. But yeah, I just getting in and just playing, and then like during this week, it's been the only thing that I've really played. And so like I ended up buying the season pass, which is only $8.99. I didn't buy the extra one. The one that costs more, that gives you like XP boosts and all of this kind of extra shit. I'm like, nah, I ain't about to spend all of that money for it. But I was earning a bunch of stuff, but it was telling me like, hey, if you would have had the season pass, you would have had this, though.
Yeah.
And so like I didn't want my
Was it?
dude to look regular. I didn't
Is
want
it?
my dude to look regular no more.
Is it like Destiny to where like if you level up and then you retroactively get the season pass, you'll get all the stuff?
Yes, absolutely. It
Okay.
did do that for me.
Okay.
Um and then they brought the event back this week. I think it ends today. That they brought the samurai thing where you can unlock the samurai armor.
Oh, okay.
So at first, started playing. I just wanted to play long enough to earn the samurai armor.
Okay.
Then, just like, yo, really kind of knocking these weekly challenges out, because the weekly challenges is how you unlock the levels to go to the samurai armor. So like some of the challenges went specifically for that, and all of those were for whatever the event was for, which was Fiesta. Fucking Fiesta is so much fun. Fiesta is so much fun. For people who don't know what Fiesta is, it's a Halo match, but you start with random weapons. Um, so it could be anything, but melee weapons rule the roost. unless it's the big maps, the two maps where people are kind of far away from each other. Melee weapons rule the roost. If you got a hammer or a sword, you are pretty much in there, and you can put in some real work. But so I really played just long enough to unlock the samurai stuff. But then like I said, I just realized that I was knocking out this stuff. So I just kind of kept going, and I was like, yo, I have never done one of these things. Like in any game that I've played, I have never been that guy that wants to do all of the challenges in a week.
Right,
Like, you know
right.
what I mean? I have never been that guy. I play games for fun. I don't play games for challenge. You know what I mean? That's kind of been my motto forever. I play games for fun. I don't play for challenge. And like a good thing that Halo, one thing that
Well,
Halo does
challenges
do,
are they're called challenges, but they're not really challenging, are they? They're just kind of like busy work, right?
some of them were. But here's one cool thing about Halo, especially once you unlock that season pass, the battle pass. You start unlocking these things called challenge swaps. So let's just say you get a challenge and it's for something that you know that you're not going to do. You say, okay, you need to do this thing in big team battle, or you need to do this, you need to get a certain amount of points in ranked matches and stuff like that. Me, I'm not playing in ranked matches. I don't care about ranked matches. It doesn't do anything for me. Like I said, I play for fun. I don't play for challenge. I don't care about ranked matches at all. But I've been living in basically three playlists all week: Fiesta, Team Slayer, Tactical Slayer, pretty much all week. That's pretty much all I've done all week, except for the one time where I ran out of challenge swaps, and I had to do a couple of things in free for all. It's the only time that I went outside of those two things. I did my free for all shit and I came right back. But the challenge swaps, what it does is if you get something that you don't normally do, you can swap it and it'll swap you out for another challenge. Like the other challenge that you swap it to may be some bullshit that you don't want to do either. But if the more you earn these challenge swaps, the more of a chance that you have to actually get some shit that you might actually do. So like that kind of worked to my advantage, and I finished a weekly, and I was like, holy shit, I'm proud of myself because I've never done that shit before in any fucking video game. In any video game, I've never done that shit before. I mean, okay, I've never done the weekly thing. I never really cared about the weekly thing in Killing Floor. I have done the seasonal stuff. I have done the seasonal stuff, but that stuff doesn't matter the same way that this mattered to me.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. even
Um.
even like the microtransactions in Killing Floor just seemed like I don't really care. I just want to kill zombies. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. And the cool thing about Killing Floor is, like, if somebody in the game got the microtransactions, you got it for this game too. Only one person had to have it.
Well, I guess the only thing that I would like in Destiny, I would do like the weekly and daily bounties of a certain area, but I'm not doing all the weekly and daily bounties for all the areas. I'll just be like, I'm doing Earth today.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, so I've never done that before, but that shit I actually did it, and I really it made me fucking I was proud of myself. It's one of those things to where it's like this shit didn't mean nothing to nobody, but shit, I went through all of the stuff, and then once I thought I was finished, then I had to play like 7 Fiesta matches, and like people kept getting off, and so like it was just me and my homeboy, and it was like, okay, so what we doing next? I'm playing 7 Fiesta matches. I'm getting this shit done today. That was yesterday. It's like I'm getting this shit done today. I don't care. This shit gonna take me to midnight, and I know I got to go to work tomorrow. But I'm playing these 7 fucking Fiesta matches. Well, I knew I was recording this today, so that's part of the reason why I did it. So it's like I'm playing these fucking Fiesta matches, and it wasn't anything crazy. I just had to play all the matches,
Yeah.
Fucking that shit was a good fucking feeling. Now that let's be honest, the prize for doing the weekly not worth everything that I had to do to get through that weekly.
What was the prize for the week?
A red visor for your samurai class.
That could look cool.
Yeah, but here's the thing about the samurai class.
Okay.
You don't really have a whole lot of different colors. Like you gotta like either buy or like unlock the different colors and shit like that. Which I have the default. I have the default one, and then I had that one that they gave us when Halo first started, when you had the kind of the Pepsi colors. It was red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
I have that. Those are only two colors that I have. So like I can put on the red, white, and blue, and then put on the red mask, and I guess that makes me feel okay. But it definitely wasn't worth it. But like I was unlocking some other cool stuff. Like I unlocked um because the regular battle pass is basically based off of reach. Like the further you go, the more reach type stuff that you unlock. And so right now I'm rocking Carter. Oh whole shit. Like Carter from Reach. I got his whole armor set. The only problem that I have with that, you can't change anything about it. If you want to be Carter, you Carter. You can't change no colors, you can't change no components, you can't change nothing. You won't be Carter, you are Carter. I did, however, unlock the unlocked the Omega helmet from Red versus Blue. You know the Chrome Dome.
Yeah.
I did unlock that. Um, I unlocked quite a bit of stuff, and that's just me playing and just unlocking the stuff through the battle pass. So I haven't gotten very far. Like I'm like a level like 18 or 18 to 20. I'm somewhere in that range. As far as unlocking stuff, I know that Scott said that he is way past me when it comes to all of this. Um, Scott said he plays every morning. I haven't really been on it like every day, like that, but I'm really enjoying Halo, and like Halo has kind of like re reignited my the love that I used to have for versus.
It's funny.
Because
My this was back earlier in the year. My son wanted to play Halo 1 with me, like multiplayer. But the only map he wanted to play on was Blood Gulch, because he's like, I want to be on the Red versus Blue map, so we
wow,
can play Red versus Blue. And I was like, okay. So we just
wow,
like it's just a map of snipers.
pretty much. Can't do shit else if it's just y'all.
You
Can't
right?
do shit else. But yeah, man. So I've been playing a lot of Halo, and I'm really enjoying my time with Halo. I am going to be running my homeboy who I've been playing Halo with. I am going to start him off in the division, the first one. He said he started it, but he didn't really get very far. He just kind of stopped playing because he had nobody to play with. So I'm gonna jump back into the Division One, and we're gonna just run through the campaign. And then if he likes it, then he'll get two, and I'll delete a character and I'll start over and I'll run with him through that too.
I
But
would yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should at some point just like get another Xbox, because I
I
don't.
told you, go and get that S dog.
'Cause I mean,
You can't find an X.
yeah. It's just it'd be nice to play some Division, because I've been thinking about Division 1 actually, like because it's got that like, well, it's sad because well it's Christmassy because everything with the shit on Black Friday, but like it does. I played it around Christmas when I first got it,
Mhm.
and then like cause it so it has this like, to me it's a Christmas game, you know, you know. So like
Yeah.
so yeah, I wouldn't mind playing that again, because I really enjoyed that game. It's just when I was playing it, nobody else was, so I mostly played it solo, and some of that stuff is pretty fucking hairy if you're solo.
Yes, very much so. Okay, I'm not gonna talk much about what I've been watching because I think this is, I don't want to run this thing too long. I'm gonna say this though, Cobra Kai is still the shit, dog.
Oh yeah.
Season 4 came out last Friday, I think. Oh, hold on, it came out New Year's Eve. Came out New Year's Eve, and I watched the whole season that day. Then I talked my daughter into watching it, so we started off from the beginning. And we got a little bit into season 1. And when she left and went back home that Sunday, I finished off season 1. And I watched 2, 3, and 4 again. So, so, so I watched it all over again. Fucking Cobra Kai is a great fucking show. It's the greatest show that y'all motherfuckers ain't watching. Like I
Yeah,
said,
I want to. I just I mean, I have the first Karate Kid. I just don't have the other ones. Like the I would like to watch them again before I do. Like I just want to.
no, no, you don't. You don't need to watch them. All you need to know is the
I
points.
I know
Yeah.
that you don't need to watch them. I said I want to watch them.
Okay. So here's what I'll say. All the movies on Netflix? Because I know at one point they were not.
Well, I own the first one, so I can probably get like a pack of them.
You only need the first movie for the first season.
Okay.
After the first season, then you need to know some of the beats of 2 and 3. You don't need next. You don't need the Kung Fu Kid that they call the Karate Kid for some strange fucking reason. They put all the movies on Netflix the same day that season 4 of Cobra Kai released. Okay. Um.
Okay,
So
y'all
so
watch through them. Like, it's just been so long. I would like to like kind of refresh myself.
no, I'm telling you, if you watch one. You got it. Watch one.
All right.
But also, if you want to have a better understanding of Johnny's character, you need to also rewatch Daniel is the Bully YouTube video.
Okay.
Because that is 100% what Johnny actually thinks. That's how Johnny presents it when he tells the story about what happened. He presents it the same way of the way that story was presented. That is hilarious. It's hilarious. How he be like, I don't know. He just kind of showed up and my life went to shit. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. That type of thing. But like, yeah, it's so good. So good. It's so good. And like people from the other movies have come back. You've seen like some main characters of the other movies that you thought you would never see again have been here. And it's fucking dope. The guys who created the show are super fans of the Karate Kid movies. Super fans of the Karate Kid movies, and you can tell the love and the passion that they have for the Karate Kid that they put into Cobra Kai. So that I won't say nothing else, but do that as soon as you possibly can.
Ooh.
Guarantee you will not be able to put this shit down. Like I said, I've watched every time a new season comes out, I've watched it in one sitting. Can't turn it off. Can't turn it off. And it's basically 5 hours. It's 10 episodes. They usually run a half an hour.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Yeah, so no, actually, Chase, he said that's why he think after season 1 of Cobra Kai, Chase needs to watch Karate Kid 2. No, he needs to watch 2 and 3. To watch 2 and 3 after the first season. It is really, really that good of a show. I cannot speak any more highly of Cobra Kai. I wasn't like the biggest Karate Kid fan. Like, you know what I mean? I watched the movies. It was cool. It was cool. You know what I mean? Like, I never wanted to be Daniel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted to be Mr. Miyagi. Like, we didn't want to be Daniel. You know what I mean? Like we wanted to be Arnold from Happy Days. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm old. Like we wanted to be Arnold from Happy Days. But yeah, I was never a big fan. I did watch the movies. I did enjoy the movies. I even enjoyed 3. I really did. I even enjoyed 3 at the time. I probably wouldn't like 3 now. But with Pooh Bear, I just said fuck all of this shit. We just watch YouTube recaps of fucking movies because like you don't necessarily need the whole movies. I know you want to watch the whole movies. You don't need the whole movies. You just need to know the real story beats.
You know. But
But
yeah,
yeah.
I've been watching a few things. So I mean, of course, we've been going back through some David Lynch movies. So we watched Eraserhead, and then I watched the Elephant Man for the first time. That's actually a Lynch movie I've never seen before, and it's a good movie. But we didn't really have much to say about it. It's just a solid movie. There's not really much to say about it. It's not as weird and crazy
And then
as a lot of the other David Lynch movies.
in a movie about a reggae artist?
Huh?
Nothing over your head. Said they made a movie about a reggae artist.
Oh, I thought you said the Radiator Artist. I was like,
No,
I was like, is that a Eraserhead pool?
no.
Because there's a lot of things with the Radiator in that movie. But
I thought about the reggae artist recently because I saw someone is playing. I saw someone was playing F Jam Fight for New York on just on YouTube videos. They started playing that game, the emulator. I'm guessing,
Mhm.
and um, he's one of the characters. That's the only reason why I thought of the Elephant Man just now.
Oh, okay. Well, the Elephant Man is about the guy in like the 1890s. He had a lot of deformities, and he was forced to like be in a freak show and whatnot, and they called him the Elephant Man and whatnot. And the doctor takes him in and keeps him comfortable and gives him a real life. So it's a good movie. But
Just sounds sad though. I live by myself. I can't really participate in recreational sadness right now because like that shit'll take me somewhere and I can't afford to be anywhere but here.
right,
And I can't afford like when you live by yourself and you ain't got nobody to really talk to a whole lot of times, and like if all your friends and stuff they got families and stuff like that, and you can't just pick up the phone and call somebody all the time, bruh. You can't participate in recreational sadness. Like that's
right,
not something that I can do.
right, yeah, yeah. But the weird thing is we're talking about the Elephant Man, but it's not coming out until a week from now. I was a week late editing the podcast, so I was like, well, you know what? Let's do this a week out. And then I have a week to edit. I also have a week to reschedule the podcast, so we're editing and then posting a week later. So Elephant Man, our next one will be the Dune, which is David Lynch's least favorite movie he's ever done because he had the least creative control over that movie. But so yeah, the next one's Dune.
The old Dune and not the new Dune.
The old Dune, yeah, the one from the 80s.
Okay.
But but that got him in contact with Kyle MacLachlan or whatever his name is. So then he did Blue Velvet, which is a crazy fucking surreal movie. But yeah, so that's
I
gonna be.
have no idea any of the fucking movies you're talking about right now.
I know, but now you do. But but yeah, And I've been rewatching The Office because I was like, fuck it, I'll just buy all these motherfuckers on DVD and put them on Plex, because one of my main projects this time was to add a new hard drive to add more space to where I can start putting things on Plex again, because that's also kind of fun for me. It was like kind of therapeutic, ripping movies, encoding them, and doing that. It was like kind of a reset. You know what I mean? It's like kind of this busy work, like therapeutic thing. It's weird, but especially with a show, because a show is like a lot to do. You know, because you got to like each episode is a video file. But I've been doing that, and then when we got the Oculus software to like use it as a Rift to play like things like Half-Life Alyx, you have to plug it into the computer and you have to use the Oculus software. The Oculus software will only install on the C drive. I don't install shit on my C drive other than like small programs that like Steam itself, but big programs I install on D or E. E is Plex, D is games, C is Windows and main programs. So I tried to install the Oculus. I didn't have a space, so I was trying to move my Plex metadata, which is also on C. That's not your Plex movies. It's like your titles, your collections, everything, like all that kind of stuff, user data that's in your metadata. So I moved that to D, and it fucked up. Okay.
He asked if we were on the Dexter New Blood. I clocked out on Dexter at the wrong possible time, and because I clocked out on Dexter at the wrong time, I refused to go back because someone told me about what happened at the time when I left, and then my ex-wife actually did finish it, but I clocked out on Dexter because I thought it was getting stupid, but I stopped right before the John Lithgow season, which supposedly is the worst possible time you could have stopped watching Dexter.
Because that's the best season.
Yes, that's what people say. I don't know. I don't know. I do know what happens at the end of the season. Like I said, I know some spoilers about what happened after.
Yeah. See, with me, I don't mind getting spoiled because I can kind of like set myself up to. I just hate spoiling things for other people. Like, so like sometimes I'll know like who the killer is, but then I'm like, but I don't know the journey. You know what I mean?
And then, also, a lot of times when I was watching Dexter in the original days, I was BitTorrent in a lot. And then when I would BitTorrent some Dexter for like Sam, then my ISP would come looking for me.
Yeah.
So Sam got me fucked up in the game a couple times. So I stopped watching it because it wasn't like I was
VPN, man.
Nah, fuck a VPN.
But
I'm not about to sail these seas anymore. It's just not. I'm just not about that life anymore.
But yeah, like, so that fucked up my metadata, right? So like then all of a sudden my metadata was fucked up. I was like, how can I get this right? Because now the Oculus is on there, I can't put my metadata back. So now I was like, fuck it. I've needed to do this for a long time. So then I got me a new C drive, a 1 terabyte SSD, fresh install of Windows, which is something I dreaded, but it was actually really. I knew it was going to be easy, but like I still dreaded it, man. But it was like super easy. Only thing is that all my OBS stuff I kind of had to redo, but OBS it really needed an overhaul because a lot of those scenes is shit that I was doing way back in the day that I'm not doing anymore. Like the shit I was doing with like our Humble videos. Yeah, I'm not doing that shit. You know what I mean? Like right. So now I just have the podcast and stuff. So everything's like super clean. I've got plenty of fucking space, and I'm actually going to be helping Sam install a hard drive because he's a little nervous about it, but he's just installing a D drive, which is a lot easier, but you still gotta know to partition it out or it ain't gonna work. But so yeah,
it's been a while since I did anything like that. Long while.
Yeah.
All right, man. You got anything else you want to talk about to the people?
No, not really, man. I mean, I still enjoy The Office. I mean, it's still like a veg out show for me.
Never got into The Office.
But you said you just watched the first season, which I wouldn't say
No,
not to watch.
I started the second season. I just was like, I don't care about this at all.
Okay.
And I own the first season actually. Like I own the first season. I own both versions of the first season.
The BBC one too.
At one point, I owned it because people talk so highly of it. I just bought it.
Yeah, because the first season of The Office is like 6 episodes, and yeah, the first episode is a shot-by-shot remake of the first episode of the BBC one. But Diversity Day onward, they really get their toes into it. But the first episode of the second season, they pretty much they're on their own, and they pretty much make a name for themselves at that point. But like to me, season 2 to 3, actually 2 to 4 is like the golden age, I guess. But some of that shit is just so good.
Yeah, Brandon from one of the other shows keep trying to convince me to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I'm like, no.
I did Curb Your Enthusiasm, but I wouldn't say that's a Scarfinger show.
It just don't seem like something for me at all.
I could see you watching The Office over Curb Your Enthusiasm.
And I can't deal with The Office. I tried with The Office. I tried with Mad Men at the time. I just couldn't keep going. Like it just didn't work for me the same way it seemed to be working for everyone else. I'm surprised I got into Breaking Bad the way that I did. But that's probably something that's coming up on one of the other podcasts, Breaking Bad, at some point, because Brandon hasn't seen it. There's a bunch of stuff that Brandon hasn't seen, like Sopranos and stuff like that. He hasn't seen, so eventually we're gonna go there. Blue said, "Happy New Year, fellas, and thanks for the show. Happy New Year's, dog. We back. Woof woof."
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to add 2022 to the copyright in the show notes.
Yeah, I had I made it through the show, just fucking guzzling cough drops, and I have not had a coughing fit all show. I had this big ass bag of fucking cough drops. I had to buy this big ass bag because the only bag I could find that was sugar free. Like finding cold stuff around here and cough drops and shit like that is incredibly difficult to find right now in Richmond. It's bad. It's like real bad. I had to spend like $7 fucking for that big ass bag of cough drops.
But now you have a big ass bag of cough drops, and you'll be like, last you to your next sickness too.
Pretty much. All right, man. I think that's it for us for today. There was some other things to discuss, but I don't want to stretch the show out longer than it has to be because most of the other stuff that I would talk about are things that I've already talked about. So, and Happy New Year to everyone. I had to try to work myself out of not adding the S to New Year's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Happy New Year to everyone. We're happy to be back in your ear holes. And I think we're gonna be back with some more hotness. I enjoyed this show. I'm glad that I survived it because I didn't know if I was gonna survive it by the way I was feeling. But of course, I knew I took that medicine right before the show, and it made me come up out that jacket about halfway through. So yeah, I don't feel that great right now, but like we got it done, dog.
Yeah, man.
All right, so until next time, peace out to the Warriors. There was something else I was gonna say, and I cannot remember. So, do the things. If whatever app that you're using, like it, share, subscribe, leave a message, tell your mom and them, tell your cousin them, leave comments, leave reviews, wherever you can. But if you do, let us know so we know where to go. We know where to go looking.
Also, Spotify. If you want to give us money, we'll become a Spotify only podcast. But
yeah, but then I would never listen.
You never listen to the stuff you're on anyway.
Correct. Yeah, so like, yeah, Disney, Spotify, um, I think still like a big deal. Spotify isn't that big of a deal as a place for us as some other places, but you know what, Spotify.
Yeah.
And he said Rex is the greatest companion of all time. No, thank you. I sent him a list. Someone did a list where they compiled all of the Mass Effect um, companions and well, the Mass Effect sidekicks, even Andromeda.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about these motherfuckers. You know who was number one on this list?
Who?
Thane.
Thane.
Yeah, Thane.
I'm a dude in a Scarus.
It's definitely Garrus. Like I don't know why Blue insists that it's Rex. Let me tell you, Rex is 11. Rex is 11 on this list. It's like, whoa, dog. And I'm not even that fucking bad. Like, you know what I mean? I know that Rex is top 5.
Right, yeah.
No, Rex is top 5. Like, you know, depending on how I'm feeling, like, he can go, like, different ways. Like, Liara wasn't that high. Like, it was weird. It's weird. And then, like, man, they,
How is I don't even know anybody that takes Thane. Who takes Thane places?
Exactly.
I mean, I like Thane, like, as a character. But we're talking about, like, combat, right? Like, not, like, who I like as a character. Is that what the list was about?
No, they were talking about like their stories and their loyalty missions and all of this kind of stuff. Like all of that stuff mattered to, I guess, in their rankings. But I'm like, how is Liara not second? You know what I mean? Like, how is she not second here?
Yeah.
Liara is Bay. Why the fuck is she not second? This is ridiculous. This list when I watched this
that's
thing, now
that's a person where you have to know the person, like maybe that they either had like some sort of estranged relation with their father, or they have that with their son or whatnot, and that story like really hit them, and they're like Thane. But then like I don't know.
Oh no. But I will say that the chick that I was watching play through the games, she was really up on Thane. She was really up on Thane, and I didn't understand that either. Thane was her love interest.
Mm-hmm.
In the games, so I didn't really get that either because it's like, I mean, Space Kanye is right there. Now I get it. Space Kanye is gonna leave you at 2. You can be gone for like 6 months, and he gonna go get another chick pregnant. But still, Space Kanye was right there.
That's a pretty big, but still, man.
But still, I mean, Space Kanye was there though. But I mean, Liara.
But you know who's always gonna be there if you're a girl? Garrus.
Yeah, you know, but and the crazy part about it is they added the Andromeda characters, right?
Okay.
Just so they can put PB in the top 10. All the rest of them were all near the bottom.
I can see that. PB's cool.
That PB is not cool enough to. That's the only reason why I'm adding the rest of these motherfuckers to my list.
Well, why don't you do like, we're only doing top 10. If you don't make the top 10, you're not on the list, and the only thing that makes the list is PB.
PB, he said PB is annoying, son. I think so. Now I hit it the first time. The first time I played, I hit PB. Pretty quick.
I think that female Turian was pretty cool. She's a pretty cool character.
Petra?
Yeah.
The one that might be Saren's daughter?
Yeah. I like her loyalty mission too.
Yeah, Liam is trash with the exception of his loyalty mission. It's the funniest mission in Andromeda. His mission is funny as fuck. And that's the only thing that's redeemable about Liam.
So what would you think if I was like, hey Scar, come over for Extra Life, and we're gonna do a thing, and you come over, and me and Max are like hanging out with our shirts off.
This motherfucker came to Andromeda with a couch.
Run, Scar. Run.
A raggedy ass couch. Like this nigga came. This nigga came to Andromeda. 600 years sleep. A couch.
He's like, I slept for 600 years and I want to sleep for 600 more on this couch.
On this couch. That's some bullshit. But anyway.
That couch is his, what's that song from like the Twilight movies? The 500 years or...
I have...
1,000.
1,000 years. That's a song he sings about the couch.
I have never seen Twilight. I've only seen the beginning of the first movie, and then I fell asleep and I woke up during the credits.
Wow, I did the same. Space high five, I guess.
So yeah, he's in Blue Say in a gasoline powered car. Like, where the fuck you gonna get gas from, dog?
He's gonna power it with the cat. Just grind him up and.
It's fucking man, it sucks, man. This year has been crazy already. We lost a whole lot of people already.
We just lost Bob Saget.
Bob Saget, Betty White ain't make it. Like
right.
She was almost 100. She ain't make it. Fucking James and Tomei did not make it. Fucking his name. James and Tomei, he made Juicy Fruit, which became the Notorious Big's Juicy. That's how most people know him. I know him from other things, but James and Tomei made Juicy Fruit, which became It Was All a Dream. Like that. It became that. You wouldn't have that song without Juicy Fruit. I mean, so rest in peace to James and Tomei. And then Sidney Poitier. In the Heat of the Night, dog. Like, do you know how many times I had to watch it In the Heat of the Night with my grandma?
Dude, like, that show was on at when I went to my dad's, not this past time, but it was on when I went over there one time, and there was an episode on about, it's always about something, but, like, it's something random. But, like, I was like, man, this is a good show. Like, I was, like, into that shit.
That shit was good. And I don't know what the fuck that nigga was on where he actually did the theme song.
Right.
But that motherfucker sang the fuck out of that shit. In the heat. Like, he hit that bitch. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. He hit that bitch. Like, so, like, shout out to the dude who sang the theme song to In the Heat of the Night. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to that. Because, like, whoever that was, he hit that bitch.
Are we talking about Bill Cosby? What's going on?
No, he said Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby did Let's Do It Again. That was a funny ass movie, yo. I know we ain't really supposed to fuck with Bill Cosby, but like I said, I already wasted my money on it. I think I got Let's Do It Again somewhere around here.
But
yeah. So all right, so we out here for real though. Peace out to the Warriors. We back in your ear holes again in another 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think we talked for like 20 minutes after the peace out to the Warriors is done.
Yeah.
It's Blue's fault talking about freaking Mass Effect.
Yeah. Blue said he's gonna watch that video. Dear bruh, you gonna be so mad, dog. Like I already spoiled the most important thing that's gonna make you the maddest. How the fuck is Stain number one? Like, their reasoning doesn't even make no sense. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense at all. And there's some notable.
Where was Tali? Where was Tali?
Tali is up there. I know she was top 10. If I'm not mistaken, she's top 10.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have to go back to it. I posted it in the thing. I'm gonna put it into ours also because I shared it specifically with Blue, knowing that it would piss Blue off that that Rex was 11. He didn't make the 10. So I'm gonna put that into our shop box. I think this thing was made like, months ago. You know what I mean? So like this isn't something that's new. Still, it's wrong.
I'll be judging people over their tier list on Reddit and straight up like Southern woman judging people.
I think we need to do a list. I think we need to do a Mass Effect list. Like maybe one time in an in between week. We need to sit down and we need to come up with our list. I think we should do that. I think we should sit down and come up with our list. Invite some people in if they want to come talk. We cannot invite Blue because Blue is gonna keep trying to ride for Rex to be number one.
Well, the list that I made in the Discord a long time ago was like Mass Effect characters with family issues and Mass Effect characters without family issues, and the only one without family issues is Caden.
Yes, but Caden is Mr. Boring. I'm not letting Blue in the show because he's gonna try to. He said he's down for that. I'm not letting him in the show because all he's gonna want to do is try to ride for his man Rex. And I'm like, no, Rex can't be number one. Rex can be number 3 at the highest. At the highest.
Well, then that's when you start getting like, I'll trade you this for that, type thing.
We're gonna have to do it, and we're gonna have to do it like how they did it, where we do all of them. Andromeda characters too. Most of the Andromeda characters gonna be near the bottom though. We didn't. I think it's fucked up for the Andromeda characters, but I will say, at last, James Vega.
I like Vega.
James Vega's dead last, and I'm like, don't disagree.
But I like Vega.
Don't disagree. I don't disagree. Dead last. So that's cool.
So Liam's over Vega.
Vega is dead last.
That is some cold.
29. They did not count. Didn't count the people from the Omega DLC where you're with Nyreen and what's her name from Omega? Think of her name right. Arya. Yeah, didn't count those because they temporary.
Yeah, and Nyreen is cool.
Nyreen is cool, except for how she went out with some bullshit. How Nyreen went out is some bullshit, and I think she deserved better than somebody who wrote that shit. That bad, like, come on, dog. Nyreen went out on some bullshit. Rest in peace to Nyreen. You know what I'm saying? You'll probably be middle of the pack in my list. All right, we done for real. Peace out.
Later.